Are the Buffalo Sabres in trouble early after starting the season 0-2? Find out coming up. The Buffalo Sabres have started their season 0-2 after coming in to start the season with such high expectations from not only fans but media alike. So you do have to ask yourself the question, are the Buffalo Sabres in trouble early this season already? After watching the first game, you could argue, yeah, they are. There are some pretty big concerns with this team as Buffalo came out flat and sloppy against a very good New York Rangers team, which resulted in them getting absolutely dog-walked 5-1 at home to start the season. During this game, during the Rangers game, they allowed not only a power play goal, but also a shorthanded goal in what was a debacle of a game as the Sabres looked out of sorts in pretty much all three phases, penalty kill, power play, and even strength. The Sabres also could not get a shot through on the Rangers to save their lives as the Rangers blocked 23 shots in this game in what was not a great way to not only open up the season, but open up your home schedule for this Buffalo Sabres team. However, the next game could give you just a little bit more hope as a Sabres fan, as they looked a lot more engaged from the drop of the puck. They did look much improved on their two penalty killing opportunities, as well as looked more structured overall throughout this entire game against the New York Islanders. Buffalo was able to generate far more opportunities in the game against the Islanders than they were in the game against the Rangers. Both teams do play a 1-3-1 trap style of defense, which is incredibly frustrating for a team like the Buffalo Sabres, who like to freewheel up and down the ice and really are the most dangerous when they are on the rush. Both of these teams have a solid defense mixed with very good goaltending, and it frustrated the Sabres in both games. However, the Sabres did not look as discombobulated in the game against the New York Islanders as they did in the game against the New York Rangers. Buffalo, even with those multitude of chances against the New York Islanders, did, however, only find the net 2 times in this game. But again, a ton more chances in the game against the Islanders than there were in the game against the New York Rangers. Also on a positive note, in the second game, Devin Levi looked very strong as he made several big saves to keep the Buffalo Sabres in that game throughout the duration. Before we go any further, I want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a video. I talk Bills, Sabres, and the University at Buffalo men's basketball and football teams right here on this page. Also, remember to check out some cool merch. The links are going to be in the description below. One thing is clear, though, through the first 2 games, and that it's Buffalo has to get their top 2 lines going, as they are a combined -15 through the first 2 games with just 1 point between the top 6 forwards. It has actually been the Buffalo Sabres' third line of Greenway with Middlestat in the center and rookie Zach Benson on the wing, who have been the most dominant of all of their lines in the first 2 games as they continued their chemistry that they built in the preseason. They looked very strong when they were paired together in the preseason. Granato keeps them together, and it has paid off so far, as it has been clearly, far and away, their best line in the first 2 games. Another positive thing is that rookie Zach Benson didn't look out of place, not even a little bit, in his first few games as a Buffalo Sabre. And if he plays his first 9 games and the next 7 games the way he played his first 2 games, 9 games overall, he is going to make it very, very difficult for the Buffalo Sabres to send him down. He looks like he is clearly securing his spot this season on this Buffalo Sabres roster. We move ahead to another positive, and that is all offseason. Fans and media alike have talked about how the Buffalo Sabres need to get more physical. And the GM, Kevin Adams, went out and got Eric Johnson, went out and got Connor Clifton. Both guys play a little bit more of a physical style game, mixed with some of the players just being a little bit more physical going forward. And so far, that has been far and away much improved this year through the first couple games. The Sabres last year averaged just 14.2 hits per game, and through the first 2 games this year, the Sabres are at 22.5 hits per game. Now, that might seem like an insignificant stat. Sure, it does seem a little insignificant when you're 0-2. However, as the season plays on, playing a heavier style of game when other teams are on back-to-backs or are just, as the season moves along, it can definitely weigh on the other team. It can start to exhaust the other team. It can start to force the other team into mistakes as they don't want to get absolutely destroyed on the back end. So the Buffalo Sabres need to continue their physical play in order to help themselves on the forecheck and generate more offense. So while things right now might seem bleak for this Buffalo Sabres team, let's all take a big deep breath and remember there are 80 games left in this season, and the Buffalo Sabres have looked better and better in each of their games. They looked better and better every single period of the season. So let's hope that trend continues moving forward. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And as always, have a fantastic week.